Poetry appreciation, literacy, and creative writing are thriving in Richmond, in part due to a very special person in our community. For someone who is not actually familiar, what exactly is a city poet laureate, and how do you kind of decide as the city who's going to encompass that role?
The poet laureate is a really important part actually of the city work that we do, and in particular right now with Mayor Avula's administration, there's been such a priority on storytelling. It's one of the pillars of his administration, and storytelling as a city really helps us to come together and to gather and to tell really truthful and meaningful stories about where we've been and maybe to envision a little more about where we'd like to go next.
It's really neat to see all of that coming together. Now, Joanna, for you, I mean, you are our reigning poet laureate for the city of Richmond. Tell us a little bit about what this journey has been like.
It really has been a journey of just being able to share my voice and vision with people and, reaches that I never had thought possible. We have our own little groups as poets and we read to each other, we come out to our various events, but to have this broader platform to really share what's important to you and what's important to this community, I think it's been a beautiful thing.
What about like with youth? Do you find that you're finding more people who are interested in doing that and getting involved in poetry and creativity through writing?
Absolutely, and youth, but all ages, and people are thinking about poetry in ways that they hadn't maybe decades ago or even a few years ago. I think we really need our voices right now. We need everyone's voice to be heard, and this showcasing local voices and giving them that space and that sort of courage and platform to do so has been really just amazing and beautiful.
I think that's incredible. Now I have to ask, when you get titled as our poet laureate, do you get a tiara? Do you get a golden pen? I mean, what happens? What is that even like? I mean, do you remember that moment when they said you will be representing the city of Richmond?
I completely freaked out when she called and said, guess what, you're it. And no tiara or anything. Although a group of my friends in my poetry community, they did actually come together and make an olive crown of laurel crown that I still have, and it was very touching, and
that's so sweet.
Maybe that can be a thing that we pass on
I
to
think
the
that
next poet laureate.
I should be taking notes right now. That feels
Katie, can
important.
we work on that and make that happen? Now, for someone who is considering applying, because this process is open now where you're looking, what are kind of the guidelines to even be a part of it?
We definitely want someone who has spent time in the community and is a talented and skilled writer and storyteller. But that can be writing and storytelling and poetry that's happening in any kind of space. So if you're someone who thinks of yourself as a musician and a writer, we want to see your poetry. If you're someone who writes long form poetry, if you're someone who writes in a much shorter form, whatever your form or experience or background is, we want to hear from you. The most important things are we want someone who is really dedicated to the craft, who loves the city of Richmond and has a real hope for the kinds of things that could be next, and that is willing to put their creativity to the service of Richmond's people and places, and so that they're really willing to think of their work as bringing others along for them, alongside them, has been really important.
If you think that you could be Richmond City's next poet laureate, the application window is open right now.